Hello and welcome back to Alex Goes Sailing. Today you join me on the project of the winch. We've got to get this trailer sorted, ready for the season, and I thought I'd change the winch cable, and let me show you why. The first problem I have with this winch is the winch cable, as you can see. It's very rusty and I haven't protected it very well, but it's lasted a good 4 or 5 years, which isn't too bad at all. But I'm going to be changing it because I want to be safe and make sure this thing doesn't snap on me. As you can see, it's very rusty and it's very stiff as well, whereas the typical how it should be is all flexible and very good condition and still galvanized as it should be with zinc. So I'm going to install a new cable to replace this one, and it's going to have a spray on it, which is a lubricant, and it's going to penetrate into the actual wire strands, as you can see here, and penetrate into all of these little gaps and crevices to make sure salt water doesn't stay in there. The next thing I'll be changing is the hook. Nothing wrong with the hook at all, it's done really good, but in the kit comes a brand new hook that's painted, so that might as well get changed at the same time. Now, next thing on the list that I need to fix is these rollers. As you can see, they still spin, but you can see this bottom one is completely rusty. So in this new kit that I've got comes brand new stainless steel ones, as these are only mild steel, so that's going to be much nicer. It's not going to go all rusty and mank. Right, so now that I've showed you everything that needs changing on this winch, let's show you the fresh new bits. Now in this new kit, I've got this new stainless steel roller, as the old one was mild steel, so it's rusting. This should still look perfect by the time I'm done with it. Also came with a brand new hook. This is a tactical hook, so I'll look really stealthy as I'm lowering my boat into the water. This is the new cable, galvanized 10mm, exactly the same as the old one. Nice swage fitting, which I'll tack onto the hook. It has not got an end fitting on it, but I've ordered one and it's come in today. So what I've got to do, slide that on and whack the living hell out of it to get it crimped down on the end. There's no real load that's going to go on this, it's just got to hold the cable in place to the drum. So let's go get the old cable off and the old bits off first and see if we can get this sorted out. Right, first off I'm going to take off these rollers. I've got a 19mm and an 18mm. So hopefully that 19 fits on there and the 18 fits on here. So I've only got 2 of these to undo, and then yeah, let's get cracking. Right, we just got these rollers off and it's time to undo that little grub screw in there for this cable. Got the right Allen key, so let's get that done. Right, you guys should be able to see in there. I've got this one to undo here, but it's a little bit at an awkward angle. So we might try the long way. See if I can get that on. And that should have really been checked, because that can be undone so easily. And just a gradual turn. It looked like it was already backed off a bit, so yeah, that can't be any good. So quickly undo that, but at least it's not stuck, because I was expecting it to be completely rusted on, as most bolts tend to be. Oh, there we go. That was easy. Now, this is the old cable. As you can see, that outer diameter is about 13mm, and that's swaged up properly with like a proper die press thing. And this old one with the new fitting is a little bit bigger, but I've got an idea to solve this. I've got this big thick steel plate. What I'll do is drill a big 13mm hole and then slice it up with an angle grinder, and then I can stick it in my vise here and hopefully just crimp it together with this instead of having to whack it to smithereens. Now I'm going to start off with a small drill bit. No idea what it is, it's probably some random piece of rubbish. I think we'll go one more size, probably, what's that, maybe a 10, 9-ish. Got this old chuck out, needs to get the hammer to it. But now I can just insert this drill bit. And there. Press it down. Press fit. And we should be good to go. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Whoa. Right, now we have the hole in the plate. All I'm going to do is get the angle, cut it straight through the middle, and then off the bottom, and then I should be able to squeeze that in the vise. Right, got my cool shades on, just done my cutting. As you can see, I've got the two pieces there. Those join up just like so. I should be able to just crunch that in fitting onto the wire. Just got it in the vise, as you can see. You've got a little bit of a gap to squish down, and that should somewhat get it pretty much squashed all the way around perfectly. All I've got to do is slide the wire in and crush it together. So it's sitting somewhat straight. There. Okay, I can't move that in there, so what I'll do is I'll do the top and the bottom edges just to make sure they're crimped shut nice and tight. Hopefully that's done the job. Yeah. Oh, don't drop them. Right, don't know about you, but this swage fitting looks pretty good and it feels very good, and I don't think this will ever pull out, which would be good. So all we've got to do now is fit the winch cable, fit the rollers, fit the hook, and wind it all back in. Right, this is the little grub screw that I've got to undo and attach that freshly crimped on end fitting. That's now attached to our wire. I think I got the right Allen key as well, so yep, that's the right one. So now we've got to think about this. I've got my roller feeding the wire through the roller, and the cable comes in through the bottom, and then if I put this on freewheel, actually I can actually spin this around a bit to make my life a little bit easier. Right, I put this through the roller and it's all lined up. All I've got to do is attach that there. Well, when I took this apart, this was actually completely loose, so this time I'm actually going to do it up tight. Let's thread that on, get a couple turns on it. Right, we can get my Allen key in there. Get that turning. So right, that there is nicely tightened. I do have to go get my truck to wind it in, so I'll plug it up to the electric. But yeah, that should be nice and tight now, and should roll around and should hold, hopefully. All I need is 5 wraps and that thing will be secure, and I won't ever let any more than that out anyway, because I don't actually have to roll it that far. Right, next thing I need to fit up is this winch roller. I've put the cable through it already. I've just got to line up these bolts, which they should line up because it was made by the same people. They've got a nice washer to go on each side, and then we've got nice nylock nuts which keep it nice and locked in. Pretty much perfect now, and these all spin quite freely at the minute, so yeah, and they're stainless steel. So let's go put the hook at the other end of this cable. I've got the good end with the nice big swaged end. Got the new tactical hook, nice black painted thing. All I'm going to do is slide that over, throw the pin, pull it down. Most of the time it's going to be hooked down, and then just got to slide this pin into the tiny, very small hole. Right, got that all on there now, all bent around. That is not coming off, so that's pretty good hook. And then we've got this nice rope to be able to pull it with, so you're not using your hands the whole time. Now, this will be left on most of the time anyway. But now I've got to go get Brutus so I can wind this winch in. Right, time to wind up this winch. Right, just installed this winch cable as you've just seen. There's one thing left to do that I haven't done yet, and that's penetrating oil. All you have to do is spray it onto this, and it penetrates into the strands and stops salty water from going into it. And that'll prevent it from rusting and me having to change it ever again, hopefully. Right, that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the install and cleanup of this winch. Definitely needed it. It's quite an easy project to start off with, but there will be a lot more over on Meraki. So I hope to see you then. But for now, that's it for this episode, and I'll see you guys next time.